From memecoins to tokens, he's got all the intel. Web3 and trees show you where to sell.
Mega GMs, guys. And a super based morning to you. Red Dollar GMs, Murray GMs. Christian's here. What's up, brother? Good to see you, man. Dude, it's Thursday already. Holy cow. And I think tomorrow we got a holiday, I think. Pretty sure. Anyway. April 17th. Things getting interesting. Yo, Dropking. Hey, smash the like, guys, wherever you're watching. Abstract X, YouTube. Head over to YouTube, though, wherever you're watching. Head over there and subscribe. Support the show. The like does it. The like really does the trick here. But subscribe just so you stay plugged in. Everything that's happening here. Crypto, NFTs, AI in the afternoon, by the way. I really dig that show. Good morning, cats. There we go. Easter holiday. My kids are off tomorrow. Tomorrow. Look, tomorrow, like, definitely no swarm report. Today, maybe the same. And I felt the same yesterday. Reason being, there's some really cool stuff I'm getting into to buff all of the content, working a lot with AI here. I may need this time to really flesh some stuff out. It's going very well. But I was thinking yesterday, maybe no swarm report. Well, we did have one. It was fucking awesome. I'll tell you this. I think yesterday's swarm report was like extra interesting. And you see that thumbnail there, Minecraft, AI Minecraft, guys, it's about to get really, really cool. Did we talk about it on the show here yesterday, actually? AI agents in Minecraft, right? We definitely talk about metaverse and you know, AI that'll be there. I don't remember if we looked at the, 1,000 agents like live in Minecraft right now, which was, dude, it's such a cool story. I think that's fascinating. Christian, today's a holiday in Denmark. Oh, dude, really, really cool. Well, dude, it's always a treat having you here. But yeah, nice to have the day off. Super, super cool. Do you have tomorrow off too, Christian? It's like a worldwide holiday, right? I'm not a holiday guy. Just like okay, I'm Jewish, but grew up Christian. But because Jewish, we don't celebrate the Christian holidays, and it turned into we didn't celebrate really any holidays. So like Easter, I got kids now, so we do them, right? But like I don't get excited for Easter or for Christmas, or it's always weird. It's always weird. Tomorrow, Monday. Nice, dude. Really cool. Really cool. All right. Well, typically weekends slower in the market, right? Because people busy, but does that apply to a longer weekend, or does that mean people have a little more time to like get in? You know what I mean? To like get in here. Hang on. I'm live on YouTube, right? I'm looking at the date here. Hang on. Oh, today. Okay. I'm being stupid. I think we're good. We're live on YouTube, right? I think those comments are coming from YouTube. Let me check, guys. I feel like something's off. YouTube. Okay, no. All right, we're live over there. Jesus. Anyway, dude, let's get into it, guys. You can follow me over on X. It's Hudah_idiot. But forget that, man. Just follow Crypto Slam. It's Crypto Slam IO over on X. One of these days, NFTs are coming back. I can promise you that. But I think when that happens, I think that Crypto Slam experience is going to look pretty damn different. For that reason, especially, you want to follow SlamAI_XYZ. I think I can spoil. This is not in the light paper, actually, but just know that the Crypto Slam experience will be a lot more current, modern. We'll just say that. The Swarm_AI, our flagship AI agent, who will be born in a swarm, technically behind the scenes already happening. Talking about the Virtuals ACP, the autonomous hedge fund, behind the scenes running. Behind the scenes, these guys are doing their thing. Those will be released here, part of the Virtuals team within or in about 30 days. Interesting conversations bubbling up out there. We might get to it today, but some people questioning swarms. I really hope we get to that point. If not, I'll save it for a swarm report. But some people posting out there saying I don't think these are like an efficient way to do things, and it's a good conversation. We need to have that conversation. We'll get to it. For now, just got to talk about all this base news. There's just so much good news out there, from base launching meme coins, which has got people feeling a kind of way. Shocker, I don't agree with most people. Shocker, like I'm not feeling the way most people are, but base dropping a token, actually more than one token yesterday. And yeah, spoiler, I like it. I really fucking like it. Yeah, more of that, please. And I think they plan on doing more of that. And just more base news. Progress here, the tariff wars, the trade wars. We've got Japan now here in the States making some deals. Base good to sell NFTs on. Why not? It almost doesn't matter, dude. It's just where's your community? And if you don't have one, where can you go build a community? There's people around base. I think you go abstract, to be honest. Yeah, I think you go abstract. Over on the abstract side, by the way, GM to you guys. Anyway, deals happening. Are they happening fast enough? Are they going to be big enough? Don't know, but there will be a moment where we get these announcements of new trade deal worked out with X country. And hopefully we get those, like one after another. But, there is progress being made based. Super fucking based. And dude, everybody wants to work with us. Everyone. It's so cool. It's so cool being in this position of power where everyone, yet China too, they so badly want to make these trade deals with us. I'm being half a smart ass, like they do. They do, but yeah, I am getting, the longer this is drawn out, look, either there's great deals being worked on behind the scenes, or I think we need to get concerned at some point if there's no deals happening. Also, just broader economy here. Powell spoke yesterday. Man, you might think, I'm hoping at least we get these rate cuts coming. The European Central Bank cutting rates again. 7 consecutive cuts here. Right? So trying to get ahead of whatever this is. I'm trying to think through or project how this plays out. Inflation coming, cutting rates. Surely we're next. Right? It's got to be us next with the rate cuts. Something's going to need to give here. Something's going to need to give. What are we looking at here? NASDAQ down 900 points since Monday's high. Man, something's got to give. Something's got to give. It's just a matter of when and who's gonna bend the knee. Who blinks first, right? I'm still shocked though. I am. No, I need to stop saying shocked. It's never shocked. Surprised is different from shocked, right? I'm still surprised at how well crypto is holding up. I am. Bitcoin still over 84K. ETH 1500. Ripple 210. Solana 132. It's green across the board this morning, and we'll take it. Let's see. Hang on. I do. If you're new watching, I do comments live. This is our show. Marty, we FUD everything here. Wizards get some FUD today. We do get to FUD an 8, by the way. Marty, you get both of those. So for you, it's all the above. I promise I got a story on both. We're FUDing them all. Change in your life since Trump getting in? Yes. Actually, yes. For me, yeah. I don't leave the house. Hardly ever. Actually, my wife and I were talking about it yesterday. She's like, you haven't gone out in a while. I'm like, no. We went out a couple times in the past couple of weeks, but I'm like, when we went out that last time, it was my first time leaving the house this year, I think. So, most of this doesn't affect me, which is a great way to be. I'll tell you this, my most productive time in life is when I didn't listen to news. I didn't pay attention to anything other than the things I loved. Nothing else. The biggest change since Trump getting in is optimism. That might sound crazy given right now, but like I've never, other than when I first turned 18 or 21 and was an adult, and I'm like, sky's the limit, baby. You know what I mean? Like, you're free to now do stuff, whatever it is. You're free to carve out your future. I'm a hard worker. Maybe not like a smart worker, if it comes to like, how do you make money? I'm trying to learn in that regard, but like Trump took office, the things that he talks about, nothing's happened yet. But the things he's talked about, actually, some has happened in this regard. AI capital, crypto capital of the world, these AI investments. I like tech. I like tech above everything else. I like tech more than most humans. That's like, I'm Kip. The I Love Technology song is me. It's me. I've never been more optimistic about something that I know does scare everybody else, most other people, this technocracy, or what is it called? Yeah. I know people are fucking spooked by that. I'm not, because it's inevitable. And I cannot wait. So I'm really optimistic. And I haven't felt that in decades. I haven't. And I know if Kamala Harris, I didn't vote for either of them, by the way, but I know if she were in the White House, I wouldn't feel this way. I wouldn't be optimistic at all. I'm not optimistic on Trump. I don't even know. I don't know. I can just tell you I'm optimistic in general. I think things are going to get awesome here, in the future. Right here, I mean, tricky. Anyway, looking at Bitcoin ETFs, 171 million outflows yesterday. On the ETH side, just 12.1 million outflows. ETH, by the way, guys, Jesus. 24-hour revenue below 100K. That's wild. Nobody's using ETH. Nobody's using it. You start thinking back to like, were we crazy for going all in the way we did? And I think no, but clearly NFTs brought a lot of value to Ethereum. Oh, by the way, Jay Squiggle coming up second hour today. Can't wait. Art stuff's still cooking. You know what? Like, art stuff's still cooking. Fucking X copy still cooking. X copy stuff really cooking. Man, dude, I'm hyped about art. Dropping a link to the X stream as well, guys. Little like on that goes a long way too. ETH to 700, it could happen. I'm still like planning for a black swan event of sorts. You know what I mean? Like something. Plan for the things that you can't plan for. ETH could absolutely fall to 17. Why not? It's Bitcoin that I think has a higher bottom. Like Bitcoin's different. Bitcoin is it's different now. Anyway, Jerome Powell spoke yesterday. A couple little sound bites from him. Says U.S. economy solid despite uncertainty. Fair. Look, Trump's saying it himself. He's saying inflation's down. We're bringing in more money than ever via tariffs. Price is down. So then asking for rate cuts still. Now, still Powell said debt unsustainable path. I think that's obvious. Running near a crisis level deficits at full employment. Employment looks great. And even with that crisis level deficits, that should spook us a little bit. Again, it's all changing. It's all going to change. So it's like what's unsustainable now? In 2 years, different story. All this AI stuff we've been talking about recently, it's a different story. It's like our challenges we face today are not the challenges of tomorrow. It's going to look completely different here soon. But while Jerome Powell, look, he sees what's coming. Crypto, it's a big crypto future ahead of us, saying that he thinks that banks, really, really adopt crypto. That is happening right now. Already happening more and more and more. Right? Powell saying he thinks there'll be a loosening of bank rules on crypto. That's already happened. I'm trying to remember the specific bill or maybe executive order that Trump had signed, but already these like regulations on banks regarding crypto, they've been signed. There are new rules for these guys. Banks can launch stable coins now. Now they're waiting still for something like the Stables Act, but they can do this stuff now. They can custody crypto now. That's new. Says a lot of things that I think are fine. And Trump wants him gone. He wants him gone. And very specifically, guys, it's because these rate cuts aren't happening. They're just not happening, at least not as fast as Trump wants them. Saying that Jerome Powell is always too late with these rate cuts and other policy changes. And saying it's just continuing here. Here he is, though. This is Trump's words, saying oil prices are down, groceries, eggs down, rich on tariffs. And he wants these rate cuts just like the European Central Bank is doing. Again, 7 consecutive rate cuts there in that time for us. Christian, 0. Over that time, Christian, how many rate cuts have we had? Actually, one. Now, here's where you get, should be concerned. Like I said, you got to kind of expect or plan for. Hang on, I need this running often today. I'm in such a Kongy mood. You gotta plan for the unexpected, right? I'm expecting a lot of really awesome things in the future. I'm expecting something to break in terms of this trade war, and I'm expecting these rate cuts. But then again, what if neither of those really happen? Ansem has really grown, guys. Like, I like Ansem. And he grew from a guy, this is like easy to me, grew from a guy who just has made some great trades. And so I look at him like a meme coin guy, to then people who keep, like, they're not satisfied with just being a meme coin dude. They grow those chops. They become, they raise their IQ at the more macro level. Ansem does that now. I listen to Ansem's takes. I think he's a smart fucking dude. And pointing out something, maybe it's obvious, but like, what if Powell doesn't fold and there's no rate cuts coming in until Powell's out of here later this year? What if China doesn't bend the knee either? No deals. Are those priced in right now? And especially like Ansem saying, if they happen at the same time, is that priced in? No, I kind of don't think so, guys. It's why I'm allowing like this chance that this market actually has a bit to fall. There's a chance. There's a great chance for that. We cut 3 times. There we go. Just not being fast to catch up to the rest of the world here, I guess, or Europe at least. But yeah, I agree. Not priced in. Because most people, I think, are where I'm at, like still cautiously optimistic. Leaning towards, pretty darn optimistic about what's coming. But if these don't materialize, then something happens. Then my favorite word, then capitulation. It's not, I don't think that's priced in at all. And maybe it's something we got to consider. The longer this goes, the more we have to consider it, the more seriously we have to consider it. Really do. Okay, so not a great Q1 for crypto. Not great. We had some moments that were pretty awesome. Not great in all in all. That said, it's probably not the best way to say it. Bitwise put out a report here, a Q1 report, and I gotta say, there's some pretty awesome shit out there. There really is. Stablecoins reached an all-time high TVL, 218 billion in stablecoins. RWAs, same thing, all-time high, 19 billion. Bitcoin futures trading volume, 800 billion. Bitcoin futures open interest, 16 billion. Bitcoin held by public companies, we saw this just a day or two ago, almost 700,000 Bitcoin. It's like 3%+ of the total supply, which is wild. And then Ethereum and Layer 2 transactions, 1.2 billion. That's kind of ETH's problem right now, isn't it? Imagine if there were no L2s, or if the incentive structure for L2s, trickling up to ETH were different. ETH and L2 transactions at an all-time high doesn't help ETH at all. And, like the more we learn about Vitalik, the more it seems like he doesn't kind of care. Again, you get rich, you're the things you're motivated by and what you're motivated to do, it changes. Okay, to some degree, maybe it gets a little more pure, as silly as that might sound, right? Like, the motivation isn't to get rich. The motivation is to do what, I don't know, maybe you think is best for, I don't know, what, just in period, whatever you think is best. Doesn't mean making you rich. I not think making you rich is best. All in all, a great Q1. Honestly, it's not the Q1 we expected, but all in all, pretty damn good. Roth, good morning, man. And hang on, Flank? Yeah, Flank Sinatra. Good to see you, man. Still, okay, there's still these bullish indicators out there. Like, really? I like Tech Dev because he's bullish, because he puts out some charts that I don't see everywhere. And they're absolutely fucking interesting here. We look at global M2. We look at the liquidity cycle. This chart here, the business cycle. We are at the bottom of the liquidity cycle, with M2 still at an all-time high. And historically, Bitcoin runs hard off of this. Some of our best moments are during this period, this upcoming period. We all think it's here. We all think it's coming and it's imminent. Is it? Like, is it really? Raoul Pal shared a new updated M2, global M2. This is with a 12-week offset. We're right there, guys. Again, that trend is respected. It holds up. It works. Is this a time it breaks? Maybe, dude. Maybe. It could be. But here we are, and I hope that's zoomed in enough for people to see. By the way, I'm always curious about this. In the chat, 1, if you watch on mobile, 2, if you watch on like desktop or on your TV. I'm really curious. I'm playing with like design of the screen real estate. 1 on mobile, 2 on anything else. Very curious about that. But I'm just hoping people can see this. How closely we match up, where we're at right now, and man, we're right there. We're right at the part where, with that 12-week lead, Bitcoin should be on a very, very significant uptrend. Like, should be at the point now where we're heading towards like Bitcoin 90, 100K, maybe all-time high territory. Dude, nobody on mobile. Okay, good shit. Cat's on mobile. Okay. That's super useful, man. Like, when I play with the layouts and stuff, I'm like, dude, people on their phones, I don't know how you're watching an hour show like that, but like, they can't see any of this shit. Desktop TV is different. I usually watch YouTube on the TV. No, actually, I do all 3. If I'm on my computer working, it's either on my other screen or it's on my phone and I just prop my phone up. But I like to watch on my TV. Like, I watch YouTube over anything. Anyway, it's getting really close. Like, we're there now, as in like now, like days, today, tomorrow, next few days, after the holiday. We're here. Raoul Pal. It's time. Give or take a few days. It's literally now. Again, policy, trade war, all that is what's holding back. If that stuff weren't an issue right now, dude, it would be off to the races now. It should be. It should be. And I'm going to make my bet. In fact, I'm not going to make it. I've already made the bet that's coming. I bet. I've made a bet. So you guys know, like, I bet with my buddy English that Bitcoin over 104,000 by the end of May. I still don't know if that was the smartest because I don't know. It's the date that matters, May 30th or 31st, whatever's the last day of May. We have to be at that number still. I'm just going to make it more clear here. Our bet is our bet. But I think we're going to be 104, 105K between now and end of May. If we're not there on the last day of the month, whatever. If I think that means I lose the bet. I don't care. Me personally, I think we're going to be in the 100,000 range between now and end of May. I don't think the spirit of that bet was sell in May and walk away, and I don't think it is. My bet is on that it's not sell in May and walk away. My bet is that we have a pretty fucking awesome summer here in crypto. That's my bet. Stables Act, voted on, I'm assuming passed over the summer. The Genius Act, same thing. We heard, is it Adam Scott? I think I got that right. I think it's Adam Scott. But saying he thinks the Genius Act will be passed by August. It's coming. It's coming. That's the game changer for all of crypto. That's the moment where things get really, really spicy. Look, if you sell in May, I'll say this. If you sell in May, don't do the other part of it. Don't walk away. Sell in May. Lock in profits. I think you're going to have them there. But keep your ass parked right here, man. I would not be unplugging from any of this stuff. Not now. Not with what's at stake, which is some pretty big wins. I was thinking about all the bullish talk I put on the timeline. Quiet lately, but like I say it, guys, and I mean it. You guys are about to get really fucking rich. I say it, I mean it, I believe it. And you might have one of those periods coming up this summer. I feel it. We have the 3rd SEC roundtable coming up next week. That's next Friday. They'll stream it. Expect the same thing, a 3-4 hour live stream. Definitely want to watch that. Who do they have here this time? It's focusing on custody issues. Okay, so they have somebody from Kraken there, Fireblocks, Fidelity, Anchorage, others as well. I don't know who else. Last time around, they had some, DeFi players, Uniswap. I love these. Love these. Luna, good to see you, bro. Thank you. Okay, good stuff, guys. Dude, that feedback helps a ton. Thank you, guys. Anyway, these are super informative. I got to get back and get all the way through the last Friday roundtable, but yeah, those are worth watching. Great stuff. Man. Bases for everybody. I love it. Yeah. Okay. This I cannot wait to get some of your guys' thoughts on. I can't wait. Our friends over at Base. Good morning, John Doe. What did these fuckers do? Oh, okay. They launched. Well, okay. I want to be real specific with what they launched. They dropped a. Okay, this is a JPEG? Did they put a JPEG out there? So let's just say they minted an NFT. I think that's the case. I think that's what this is. They minted an NFT over on Zora. And guys, it came from like the official Base account. Like it was Base. It was directly Base that minted it. What have they minted before? Check it. They've minted. They mint quite a bit of stuff, by the way. So this shouldn't surprise people. What was this one? I don't know. Point here is they mint a good amount. So they did it again yesterday. Actually, I have a few of these. I have this one I love. I think that one's so cool. I own that. They mint the NFT on Base. Guys, did you know when you mint on Zora, it actually makes a fungible token for you? Yeah, it's pretty damn cool. So they mint the NFT. People buy it up because now most people know that. Most people know it makes a token for you. And so people play this like they're hang on. I didn't share the tab. There we go. People are playing this like a meme coin now. And by the way, there's some people chiming in here. I think Zach XBT chimed in here. It's worth noting Zach XBT is minted on Zora before. And then the meme coin, does meme coiny things. Here's what they minted yesterday, by the way. So they mint the NFT. It launches a token. Market cap, like pretty fucking great considering. 40 mil in volume so far. Market cap gets up to like, let's say 20 mil. We'll actually peek at the exact numbers, but then something happens. Then, the degens get a hold of the thing. People look at that chart, they call it a rug. I think people are being such little bitches about this. Respectfully, if any of you were not happy with this, sorry. Kind of sorry, not really. You know what I mean? Like, we've got a big problem in this space, and the problem isn't Base launching tokens and people launching shitters on any platform. That's not the problem. The problem is everybody feeling like somebody else owes them. People not being responsible for them clicking the buy button. And we're gonna stay on this topic. Like, we'll get deeper. There's a conversation about being responsible when you do this stuff, like factoring in how people will trade and treat this kind of thing. I think it's all silly. But yeah, they're getting a ton of backlash. Like crypto Twitter is killing these guys for launching. Think of it as a meme coin. Yeah, it's the NFT, it's the JPEG, but it's the meme coin people are upset about. Now, here, real problem. If there's a problem here, it's that somebody knew this was coming early. That's a problem. I don't love that. Right? This thing was like sniped from the get-go before it was ever tweeted. That's kind of the problem there. You got some people who either knew early or they're tracking this stuff so well that they got tipped off the second the Base account minted something. And I lean towards that. I would bet it's that, although this space is so dirty. It's 50-50. It's so dirty that it shouldn't surprise anybody that somebody knew ahead of time. But yeah, 2 wallets purchased 21% of the supply for 2 ETH and walked away with hundreds of thousands in profit. Ain't that chart awesome, dude? I'm pretty sure you're talking about like that. Like that. Look, that's awesome. But yeah, the problem here, if anything, is that it was sniped. The end. Some guys made a lot of money. Everybody's salty who bought and didn't make money. It's that simple. That's all anybody gives a shit about is how much did you make or lose. And then your opinion is completely based around that. So yeah, they tweet a token from their main account. Now, we talked about those top 2 holders sniping 21%. Top 3 holders had almost 50% of the supply. Again, I get that. I get that as in that sucks. And then you got the base team, like Jesse, defending it. And then they drop more, right? It wasn't just that one. They dropped this guy too. That said, they dropped 2 more. I think only 1 more. I could be wrong. But yeah, they dropped another. This one, 380. Actually, I wonder if this thing's got some legs. Just because this narrative, like people are talking a lot about this might be spicy for a minute. That might be kind of interesting. That might be interesting. And this is pretty fucking cool too. I like a lot about this. But anyway, people salty. Rugs 2,500 holders. What's really going to matter, we'll see if Zach dives into this. It matters who bought. Who are those snipers? If they were people that were close to the team, yeah, that's some bullshit. Anybody would be right for calling that stuff out. Absolutely. Dude, John, go for it, man. I'm dropping a meme coin next week. I am. Next, let me double check. It might be. I'm dropping a meme coin on, next week. I am. I can't wait. It's personal. It's a personal thing, by the way. I won't drop it here. I won't talk about it here. Just for fun. Dude, John, put out your meme. Do it, man. But yeah, more. I do like this. I like people sleuthing. I like people figuring out what happened. And if there was some shady stuff, like, man, then point that stuff out. I like that stuff. Again, some guys made hundreds of thousands. And if you get that from an unfair advantage, call it out. Deserves to be. So they got the guy. They got the address. They got the guy's ENS. They'll track it down. They'll see if this guy's got ties to those guys. Great. That I'm excited to see. But, to me, that's not the conversation. It's still about, like, the ethos of dropping these tokens so casually. Good morning, sir. Good to see you, Patrick. Like, just because you can doesn't mean you should. The base team saying, posting on Zora because we believe everyone should bring their content on chain. These are the tools that make it possible. Memes, moments, culture, all of it. Put everything on chain. Everything on chain. Base, never going to sell these tokens. And these are not official network tokens for Base, Coinbase, any other products. This is as simple as putting stuff on chain. I got to tell you, man, I like it. And I always like this idea. When FX Hash put out, what was it called? FX News? It was something like that, like FX News. I'm like, oh, I get that. That was back in the day when I actually was writing articles and I had stuff that would be on like Yahoo Finance. I have an article, I think I've told you guys this, but I have an article that got passed around in the, like, what department was it? Like the Treasury Department, the United States Treasury, right? I had an article about wash trading and NFTs that was passed around internally there. They were reading it and commenting on it, which is so cool. But I used to write articles, and when I saw you could mint articles on FX Hash, and then people might trade on it or collect it because it's a good story. It's a way people can tip you. It's a way to maybe earn on the side on your content. I'm like, that's cool. I get that. That makes a lot of sense. And Base is leaning into that. Any kind of content, just put it on chain. In fact, the idea, the spirit of it's like, just put everything on chain. Tokens, they give a value. They put a value on attention. Attention's worth a fuck ton. Look at Cato. Look at like Wayfinder. We found a way to monetize attention. I see no downside to this at all. Yeah, the downside, and maybe this is where if it's the responsibility, actually, I think through this live, I'm open to changing my mind on this stuff live. If it's the responsibility of the buyers, you buy it. If you lose, that's on you. It's also the responsibility of the person who drops it. Consider if it's worth dropping it. Consider if it's worth it, because I don't think it's wrong to drop this, but if there's people who dislike it, if you get blowback, you deserve any of the blowback. Even if the blowback's bullshit, right? Even if people's reason for being upset is bullshit, if it's wrong, the fact that it exists, that's something you got to factor in, or you do want to take that risk. And so this is a good post that just breaks down what happened, by the way. But it looked like it's an endorsement by the base chain, by base official, which it is. They dropped it. It's theirs. That's on them, just like it's on the traders, the buyers, to click that buy button. It was on these guys to click mint. And if there's like this blowback, it's on you. Own it. Just own it. And so far they are. That part's cool. So far they are. In fact, they're digging in. I'll say that this was probably extra confusing for people because a lot of people didn't even know that, minting on Zora creates a fungible token too. A lot of people didn't know that. It's been that way for probably a year, maybe a little longer, maybe a little shorter, but it's been that way for a while. People didn't know. And when you don't know, you usually go through that period where you question it. You really question it. You're like, what? Like Vo is saying, like, why do we need that? Why? It's confusing. And often you'll lean towards like the negative side of it too, until you sit with it long enough to really form an opinion. But yeah, here's Zach weighing in too. Don't forget when they made that change, users were not properly made aware when uploading content. Yeah, that's interesting. That's a fair point. So people would mint on Zora, didn't know they were launching a meme coin. And that's actually back when it was maybe like borderline illegal to launch meme coins, right? Which is kind of crazy. That's a fair point. But yeah, I mean, people just aren't aware, and it's got people confused and man in their feels. Moonship, big players should stay away from brand new tokens. Maybe. Unless they're willing to just take the blowback, yeah. And they need to factor in how big that blowback can be and how damaging it is. They have to. Jesse's saying this base edition. Let me go to the other tweet first, and then we'll get to his retweet. When I launch one coin, they'll tell you I'm launching a meme coin. When I launch 10, they'll tell you I'm rugging. When I launch 100, they'll realize I'm pioneering the next generation of media, culture, and content. I mean, it sounds kind of douchey, but also I agree. I think it should all be on chain. That said, there's the other side of it. Everything on chain splinters liquidity to a degree, right? It just keeps spreading us out thinner and thinner and thinner until people realize I just got to stop buying this stuff because there's so much. It's never going to end. I should only buy the things that actually matter, that I actually like. The end. Like this, right? All roads lead to that. That's coming. But it's back to personal responsibility. Like we need to learn as traders that it is on us. You're buying a thing. You shouldn't, shouldn't just be buying it because you think numbers going to go up. I think that's got people kind of messed up. We're programmed that way, and the programming has to break here. Someone has to normalize putting all of our content on chain, and I'm not afraid for it to be us. Why? Because in the wake of the chaos, we normalize the behavior and create a better future for creators. Again, I like it. This is like a big reset going on. I like it. Traders are going to take forever to get to that headspace on their own. If this forces you there, great. But right now, everything's off chain, so you could argue the liquidity is already split. So the more, the merrier. That is true. Okay, so personal responsibility when you're buying stuff. You go buy this thing, just be aware they have 100,000 more of these coming. Do you really want to buy this one, right? That's how we need to think. Now, they also need to think personal responsibility on their side. Is it a great idea to drop a thing that these guys are going to FOMO into and speculate on, even if you disagree that they should be doing it, right? Even if you don't think they should be doing it, they will. Should you maybe not because of that? Because you know how they're going to behave. Is that the thing you should be responsible with? And by the way, I'm trying to make sense of this, but saying everything should be on chain, what does he mean by this? Okay, just that he put his picture, like he's just putting a little picture of his baby, Ghiblified. Just everything on chain. Again, I like it. But I'll tell you who's got maybe like the best opinion here. Not that I agree with it fully. But it's thought-provoking, is Elon, founder of Pump Fun. I think there's a reality where what Base did is normal in a few years. Yep. It definitely isn't today, and that's resulted in hurt the people who just FOMO into a thing because Base did. It comes from a big account. It'll get attention. Number will go up. Hurt those guys. Huge advocate for the vision of tokenizing everything, but you can't change current market realities. If you launch a coin and have social influence, that comes with responsibility. Again, kinda, yeah, I agree. Responsibility to stick to the space's social standards to a T. Don't launch or shill other coins. Don't set high expectations. Don't talk about price. These social standards aren't dictated by myself, Pump Fund, Coinbase, or the president. They're formed by the users that are in the trenches every single day. Yeah, I think he's losing me there. If we just stick to how traders trade, we don't push. We don't try new stuff. We don't try to change. He kind of loses me there. I get the spirit of it, but he kind of loses me there. Well, not kind of. He definitely loses me there. Okay. Still, they have to factor in is talking about Base, that personal responsibility thing. Okay, you don't give people who are under 18 a gun, right? Actually, that's not even a law in some states. You don't, because you know they're not responsible enough to use it, and they're probably going to fuck something up. You probably don't want to drop a meme coin from a business account like Base into an ecosystem where you know what people are going to do with it. You know. Doesn't mean you can't, but you know what they're going to do with it. So then it's should you, you know? And in the end, I argue yes. Because I do think, you know what? It's because, actually, Elon says it here. Because there's these social standards. The social standards are bullshit. Right? The social standards of don't launch or shill another coin, bullshit. Don't set high expectations. I guess that's fair. Don't talk about price. It's all silly. It's all fake. All that's going to change one day, and it's only taking more time because we refuse to address that head on and say all the speculative stuff is so stupid. Focusing on price is so stupid. Instead of just, being real about it and saying it's just on chain in the end. It just happens to be there. You don't have to touch it. You touching it, buying it, your choice. And look at it at most as a way to reward creators. The end. Maybe if it again becomes viral, then number goes up. But it's you just stop thinking about stuff like that. It's a fun conversation, and you know what? While we're bored here, while the market's doing nothing, those conversations really sit out there and foster. I think it's a good conversation. But I'm telling you, man, I don't think Base is wrong for that. It's one of those scenarios actually where everybody's right. You know what I mean? Like the traders are right to say it's maybe reckless. And Base is right to say, so what? Everybody's thinking about this in a really stupid way. Everybody's right. And so ultimately talking about it's pointless. Just the truth. All right, let's look at the NFT market here. How are we looking, man? Jeez. 9.2 million sales. By the way, some of the past days actually sales modified up because Bitcoin tracking, I believe, is back, filled in the back dates. So, yeah, looking a little better. 9.2 mil yesterday in sales. Sellers down, yep. Buyers down, yes. Transactions down. This might also come back up, too. Depends on how close Bitcoin is to catching up on our side. Profits back to $1 million in the negative. Bummer. Yeah, bummer about that. Again, I was really hoping we... maybe we're entering a new phase here. Moonship, right? It's just confusing to me a little bit. Cutie, it's probably true. Right or wrong, it's probably true. Remember when Red Lion dropped a token? Do you guys remember that a year ago? Probably almost exactly a year ago. Red Lion dropped a token, and everybody said they killed their credibility. They might have. I mean, they're done anyways, but and I still don't think it's wrong for them to do it. But again, if the people decide your reputation, if they don't like that shit, it's possible they fuck their reputation. It's one of those things where all of it's true. Both sides are true, even if those things are on opposite ends. I love that shit. I love it, dude. I think that stuff's so fascinating. Just how people have to feel like they have to take one side or another. When the reality is, it's just all true. You just like observe shit and then use that to make yourself smarter. Get ahead of everybody else because you know how they think. You know? Heidi's, good morning, man. All right, your top collections here. Courtyard, man, just every single day. Every single day. 3.1 million sales, followed by D-Market, Guardian Heroes, Punks, Mutant Apes, Guardian Avatars, Pudgies, Hyperliquid Doge, Cake. What's that? Oh, dude, Doodles. Oh, man, we got Project O2 news. What is Cake and why does this look like bullshit? It might not be, but when I see 2 to 3 ETH sales, unless this is something, this might be something else that I just, that I'm thinking of. Let me peek at what this is. Cake selling for 2 to 3 ETH. Cake AI Genesis. Huh. This is from Pancake Swap. Okay, this is kind of... Okay, there, that Twitter link's here. Drop_OKX. This is feeling a little more bullshitty. Any of you guys know what this is? What this cake thing is? Let me go to the website. I mean, it's going to OKX. Dude, I don't know about this one. Maybe this might be legit. People see that shit and they'll stay away from Base, so they probably lose money. Base has done nothing to help their reputation, by the way. You know what? Like, Base's biggest problem is it feels like sterile. They just really struggle to bring culture there. Like, your face of Base can't be Jesse. It can't be these. It can't be the nerds, right? It can't be like the corporate nerds. It can't be like the boomers. It's got you need a thread guy kind of character, and Base doesn't have that. Like, right? They don't have it. The culture there is like, it's not it, you know? What other projects do you think can launch a rug coin like this? It's just, I honestly do normalize it, because you know what? When you normalize these tokens coming out over and over and over, like never ending, right? Then you start normalizing people just stopping buying the bullshit. You know what I mean? Like, normalize people putting their money in quality stuff. I think I actually think they should step up and mint more. I really do. I really do. Just stop minting bullshit. Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry. No. Don't stop minting bullshit. Mint more bullshit. Mint more rugs. Condition people to stop buying everything just because there's a name on it. Like, it's that simple. Yeah, John, those were at 1 ETH. And again, I'm still trying to figure out exactly what they are, but I don't know. Dude, top sales in the past 24 hours here. CryptoPunk 3873. Nice. Dude, really, really nice hoodie punk. 165 ETH, about 260 grand. Nice punk, man. 4 more punk sales in the top 10. Some Bored Apes. Again, I do think I changed my mind with these Blast Apes. I think those might be like, you know, maybe Bored Apes that are wrapped and are sold on Blast. So yeah, I think those are legit now. X copy still cooking. Saw Remnant number 1 sold for 38 ETH. Pretty nice. Pretty nice. Now, okay, here's your Bored Ape FUD. Marty, if you're still here. We saw a Bored Ape get an offer. This Bored Ape, somebody just because why not, send him an offer. I'll trade you 1 Gemesis NFT, the OpenSea Gemesis, for your Bored Ape. And this guy, the Bored Ape, thought he'd be slick and say, no, we'll make that trade, but throw in 25 ETH as well. Right? You give me the Gemesis plus 25 ETH. I'll give you the Bored Ape. Except he fucked up and he put the 25 ETH on his side. And then he made the trade. He literally traded his Bored Ape plus 25 ETH for a Gemesis NFT. God bless Web3. That's insane. And I don't know if the guy gave it back. Last I saw, he didn't give it back. Last I saw, this guy didn't give it back. I would you guys give it back? Dude, it's so funny, dude. Would you if okay, if you okay, here's the thing. I'm gonna do two questions. First off, would you just give it back? Uh one, if you give it back, two, if you keep it. Follow-up question here in a second. No, Sir Riley, not. Or Sir Billy. Sir Billy, not. One, if you give it back. Two, if you're not going to give it back. Dude, it's crazy. Yeah, give half back. You know what I mean? Because then you got your deal. Then you got your trade. Give them the 25 ETH back. Keep the Bored Ape. I think that's fair. I actually think that's fair. That's like, you fucked up, learn a lesson, but you're not all out. I would give either the 25 ETH back or give the Bored Ape back. Maybe not all of it. There you go, Christian. Is my version the in-between? Or is it something like, I'll keep 1 ETH, you get it all back? He definitely should make a deal. Now, here's the other scenario. If you were completely anonymous, completely 1,000% anonymous, if your shit was so tight that you know Zach XBT can't even track you down, if you knew that, does that change it? One, if you keep it. No. One, if you give it back. Two, if you keep it. Remember, you're anonymous. Nobody will ever, and it locked in from now till forever. Nobody will ever track you down. Do you give it back then? Boy, this is where I wrestle with how good or bad of a guy I am. I'm just gonna be really honest. I think if I were anonymous from now till forever, I'll tell you this, I'd at least think about keeping it. I think I would really strongly consider it. Might depend on like the time, the situation, like when it happens, like how bad do I need it? I definitely would think about it, which isn't good. Maybe my soul is a little darker than than I would like it to be, maybe. If I were anonymous, I might be keeping it. Dude, I don't like being doxxed. Every so often, this sounds so stupid, right? This is so stupid because like my account is pretty little. But like sometimes I talk about some things that are worth a lot. And every so often you see those stories out there, people getting kidnapped and whatever, held hostage and reveal their seed phrase. I'm like, God, that's not a thing that definitely 1,000% won't happen. I'm like, don't know, man. Sometimes it's like a little freaky. But if I smoked some weed and like thought about that, that would probably get me in a kind of like fucking panic. I wish I weren't docs. If I could go back, if we were, okay, fast forward 2 years when like we got really easy to use like AI avatars and stuff, and I can go live but have like an AI, AR thing, I would definitely do that. I would not want to be doxxed. In fact, when we get to that point, I wonder if my show goes bye-bye and I relaunch a different format entirely and it's all AI and nobody knows it's me. Maybe I disappear myself. Anyway, sounds like I'm a worse person than you guys because I think I would do it if I were totally anonymous. Yikes. OpenSea announced what? Yeah, I like that, Cats. Keep it 25% more on tax. That's fair. I think that's fair. OpenSea, you can now mint on all these different blockchains with different blockchain tokens. Cool. Mint a base NFT with Ape, mint a Flow NFT with AVAX, mint an Ape Chain NFT with ETH. I like that. That's cool. I like that kind of functionality. Also, God, I want to like OpenSea. I really do. And I think it's going to be impossible for me to like them. Impossible. As good as they are, even if like still, I'm rooting for them. I can't help but root for everybody. But I think they're bad guys. I think they're lying to our faces all the time. I think that. I believe it because I kind of know it. And this ties right into the CyberKongs thing. CyberKongs, SEC case dropped against him. Awesome stuff, right? Kongs tweeted it out yesterday. Grateful for the support of the entire Web3 space, blah, blah, blah. OpenSea replies back, massive W for the whole space. And Kongs fucking killed him in the replies. I am so glad they did that. OpenSea, when they got their Wells notice, said they were creating a fund to help other people who are facing that SEC wrath. So the Kongs reached out, said, guys, we're in it too. Let's work together. Maybe they can get some funds, some legal, some help. Because the Kongs put out some serious money to fight this thing. And OpenSea never replied back. And it's not because they were like inundated with requests. Guys, it's a small handful of projects that, were under the gun. Kong's out of all of them was one of the biggest. Kong's reached out asking for help and advice when you publicly announced you would provide that to creators. Remember, they said they put $1 million aside to help other people. Didn't reply. No reply. Love this fucking post from the Kongs. That's why I'm saying I think OpenSea lies to our faces. I bet you that $1 million is sitting in their wallet somewhere. They didn't spend it. They had no intention of spending it. And I'll tell you what, that happens all the time in this space. The engagement farming's crazy. Look, there's a big name on Abstract who everything they post is bullshit. Big name on Abstract. Says some really big things they're going to do. And they never do it. I know because I'm not going to drop the names here. I think some of you guys know I have in the past, but they say they're going to do something. It's just to get the tweet out and get engagement. They don't do the thing. It may be an example of saying, I'm going through streams and I'm tipping. And I told you, I've gone and I've watched for hours after those kind of comments. Nothing. No tips. Nothing anywhere. These guys they're farming us. They're farming us. They're just trying to get that goodwill out there, and they're lying. And so, yeah, OpenSea lied about that creator fund. Kong's call him out here. I love that he posted that. And I don't think anybody's going to give a shit. But this keeps me from ever loving OpenSea. Again, I'll always root for them, but it keeps me from loving them. I don't think they're good guys. Oh, Little, I see you're keeping it. Yeah, I know it. I know it, dude. Heidi's. Is OpenSea, or sorry, is Magic Eden tripping right now, or can I really buy a cake for 1 ETH and then accept a 2 ETH offer on it? Dude, you might be able to. Dude, dig into that. Those arbitrage opportunities definitely come up. The other thing with OpenSea, and I'll get off this in a second, but OpenSea gave your user data to the SEC without fighting. That's a fact too. And they've not faced scrutiny over that, and they should. They should. Again, these are what keep me from rooting for OpenSea. Cake Gen. What blockchain was Cake Genesis on? We should check in with Cash Grabbers. Hang on. Even on OpenSea, buy for 1 ETH. Maybe this is a scammy collection because everybody should probably see buy for 1 ETH, offer for 2, and maybe it's a scammy thing. Maybe I wouldn't touch. This could just be laundering. Anyway, good luck, OpenSea. Hang on, I got to get Jay Squiggle our link. Okay. Doodles, Project 02. It's not officially Doodles. Just to be clear, it's not officially Doodles. Remember, they raised money. You could send money to this token pre-sale. Send money. You get to participate in Project 02. And then remember how it worked. You basically mint NFTs. You try to combine them to like level them up. And there's burns in the process. And it's like, I think the last man standing gets the prize pool. Like 200 something ETH. It happened. I mean, it happened. I don't think there's a problem with this, but it happened and it's over. The end. Those guys made some money. I'm sure some of that money they raised, they keep. They probably earned some fees on it too, somewhere in that process, and it's over. Some dude won like 200 something ETH. Yeah, here we go. 222 ETH, somebody won it. And 355,000. Some small account. Nobody knows exactly who they are, but that was it. All that hype. Not that there was a lot of hype, but all of that. And it's over. What's the point of that? Other than fun. Hey, if I think you should mint everything on chain just because, like Base is doing, then to be consistent, I'm good with this stuff too. Play with the stuff on chain. Just play. Just have fun. Just play on chain. Okay, now if Marty's still here, we get to FUD Taproot Wizards. Kinda. Wizards brought in $24 million. Haven't tweeted once this month. Does it matter, man? Does it matter? I don't know. It's funny to point out. In fact, how How are those wizards looking? 0.164 Bitcoin. So, under mint, they've remained under mint for a while here. If you minted at that higher level, still some people are up decently. Like what's 0.6? Excuse me, 0.06, like $4,500 or so. There's some guys that are up pretty big. Like Henry and I are up decently. We minted one at 0.1, so not bad. Okay, let's check Cash Grabbers. Let's see how it's doing. I know Cat's minted. Did anybody else mint? 35%. And this went to public, didn't it? Damn. It's a great actually, hang on. Public did not start yet. Okay, cool. That's today. That's public is today. This will probably sell out. Like I'll get Jay Squiggle's thoughts too. He's a great artist. He's got serious collectors. He's got a great catalog. So we'll see how that does. We'll come back to that. Let me just, before Jay Squiggle gets here, we'll touch on Pump Fun has a competitor, Radium. Radium launched their token launchpad platform, whatever now, which is really cool. And I'll say this, meme coins are alive. Like make no mistake, there's some meme coins that are running. Chicken Jockey, a couple others recently. Like some of these meme coins are getting up into the 8-figure range. One last night called Defiant L's. Keep your eyes on the trenches. Said it earlier this week. Now's the time to be looking. It really is. If you're plugged in, you can definitely make some money in meme coins right now. Definitely. So, yeah, fellas, stay plugged into that. But final point, and I'm gonna get Jay Squiggle here. The Radium Pump Fund, it's called, what is it called? Gosh, I'm trying to remember the name of it. Whatever the name. Point here. They're integrating AI. They partnered with a project called Hey Anon. If you watch my AI show, you're familiar with them. You might be familiar anyways. It's like having a personal assistant that can move your stuff across chains and bridge and whatever, make investments for you. These guys are integrating AI into these dexes, and I love it. And Magic Eden is doing the same thing with Slingshot, just so you know. So yeah, this is going to get awesome. This is going to get really fucking cool here. All right, Jay Squiggle time. Boom. Good morning, man.
Yo, how are you?
Good. Dude, I'm great. How are you?
Do you know how I know meme coins are starting to get hot again?
Oh, let's hear it.
Solana's pumping.
Oh, no shit.
Not pumping, but we
up.
celebrate a 4% up these days.
That's not nothing, dude. Hey, let's check it. Let me peek. Interesting. I wonder why. I mean, it could be meme coins. I don't think
I assume it's activity and people like swapping or burning or doing something, but
yeah,
it's the only explanation I have.
Yeah, dude. Interesting. Drew, good to see you. Some of you guys I know are like in the Solana trenches. Anybody know if there's any reason why Solana up so much? Look at Solana's up 17% in the past week. Holy cow. I just caught that. We looked at this before and I didn't even notice it. So interesting. Dude, how are you? Like, what's good?
Dude, I know we say this a lot, but I think I'm just like an eternal optimist. I'm like more bullish now than I've been in a long time. Like, I know it seems kind of counterintuitive, but I don't know. It just makes so much sense to me. I'm excited. I think that there's a lot of green grass. And what was it, Sunday or was it Saturday? You asked like what inning you thought we're in, and I said bottom of the second, and you're like, what? Like, I still think like maybe it's like top of the third. I think that we have like such a like how do I explain it? So in 2017, if you were around, like the market went like vertical. Like it was like if you held, and I'm not saying, again, not financial advice, and I'm not saying this will happen, but Real Vision, Julian Biddle, who's one of my like favorite follows, is like proving it out or like charting it out and showing that like there's a strong correlation to 2017, the performance this cycle, right? I'll just say that. And I remember in 2017, like there was like this like euphoric like rise up and then a crash down, and people were like, "Oh, it's over, it's over." And then like around like June, July, it started heating up, and then like right into the end of the year, you were like, if you had the courage to hold on, which is like took a lot of courage, like it was I mean, the true parabolic. Like, and I'm not saying again it's going to happen. I think that there's there's a lot of like different dynamics, different players, institutions, big money. I don't know what happens, but I just I like I look at if you pull up like the 1 month chart for like Bitcoin, I think it was like Bitcoin. I was saying like an inverted head and shoulders, which is like probably one of the like most easily recognizable charts to see. It's holding 84K, like it's
Right
like
now,
yeah, right now,
like that
like
pattern. Okay.
yeah, like I keep looking at like if you instead of the 1 minute chart, put it on like maybe the 4 hour or something. Yeah, you can kind of like see it starting to like try to like figure itself out, and I don't know. Like I'm sitting here going like, man, when Bitcoin rips, because I think we're all like saying it's going to rip. I think the question is just like how far and how long. It just feels like it's. And then who was it the other day? I think it was Redbeard said something like, at least so. How does this all tie into art? He's like, first they come for your punks and X copy, then they come for like everything else, right? Like, and I think that there's a lot of truth to that. There's a lot of like really good debate in the system right now talking about like consensus plays versus you know supporting pioneers. And I think overall like this is starting, in my opinion, starting to see like a really good uptick in engagement, thought, like where we're going. I don't know, like it to me, is art gonna make you the most money? I don't think so, right? Like if I'm being honest, do you get a lot of fulfillment through holding art and potentially like leveraging, some sort of asymmetric return as a result of it? If you choose properly. Yeah, I think that there's a lot to that, right? Like, I'm not saying go put your like I'm asymmetrically long in art. Like it's ill advised to go that far into it, but I don't know. I know directionally we're correct. It's just a matter of like how and when we get there, I guess, is my punchline.
I love it. I'm the exact same. Like towards the start of the show, we were just talking like a similar thing, just like optimistic in like so optimistic that that's why I think most of us are just kind of like brushing off everything that's happening right now. So a lot of things happening that I would say if we didn't have this stuff, we weren't looking forward to the things we're looking forward to. I think vibes would be like historically low, right? If we didn't think certain things were coming and like those things, regulations like the Stables Act and the Genius Act and some other thing, like I'm so bullish, dude. I'm so bullish. And then these things, like you mentioned, Julian Biddle and Raoul Pal, and they keep putting out interesting stuff. Like this is not from them, but like showing the global business cycles, liquidity
Yeah.
cycles. We're at the bottom, at the
Yep.
bottom. And then Global M2, Raoul Pal just yesterday shared an updated chart. We're right there.
I don't know how you don't see this chart and get like insanely optimistic. Like I see this thing and I'm like, let's go. Right?
Yep.
Like it's just I don't know how else to say it. It's like, let's go. I think that there's a really interesting again, like I don't know the scale, you look at everything and you're just kind of like, man, this makes a ton of sense to me. So
Yep.
I get incredibly bullish when I start to see stuff like this. It's data, right? Like it's not like vibes are a good thing. I think that like if you can, like I always look at life as like a Venn diagram. If you can like have one leg in like facts and one leg in vibes, like you're going to succeed a tremendous amount in this. Because if you're all vibes, you might be a better intuitive vibes reader than me. But if you're all facts, I think you kind of lose. It might work well, but I think you lose sight of like what the space is really about and the connectivity through like a decentralized and like autonomous kind of space. So like when you put those two together, it's just like this really beautiful marriage of like everything that is, I think, the intention of Web3.
Dude, interesting thing there too about like trading and vibes versus like TA. Kind of. So I there was a tweet yesterday. It was about AI and about swarms, and this guy had a few points in it, but one that I kind of zeroed in on was him thinking that AI will never trade as good as a human. He's like, it's because like it can't. It just won't think like a human. You know, the vibe thing. I don't know if that'll translate to AI. I don't know. I'm going down this path right now, anyways. But I just thinking about it, I don't know if AI can do the vibe thing. There is a vibe feel to this stuff too. For me, by the way, it's like the technical part, the data is lining up with the vibes for me, or what I'm picturing the vibes are going to be, and that's why I feel like what's coming is going to be so explosive.
So two thoughts. So I'm actually gonna. It's my pet project, but I'm gonna be coding up like multiple LLMs from I like
Love
that.
it.
I'm part of the Good Vibes Club. I'm gonna be coding up a couple LLMs. It's just gonna be experiment. They're looking at like charts and markets and like intuition, and then I want to create this like network of LLMs for like consensus, where like different data points can do it. And the intent there is actually the reason why I'm saying this is it's aligned with what you were saying about the vibes. My intent is to create all these data points, raise a flag when there's like some sort of consensus that has historically been correct, and then like use the human discernment, look at the like different like the overall picture, like because if it's like buy, and I don't know, I'm making something silly up, and like Bitcoin's at like 500 grand or 700 grand, like that might not be the best time, right? But like I'm looking at everything now, and it's like even in NFTs, like you need or you need a pro subscription for this, but Article is a place I like. It's artacle.io, and they have this chart of like cost basis versus value based on the floor, and it's this beautiful chart. And my observation is when you find that the cost basis meets the the value, when those two lines cross, it's powerful. But when they cross at the same time in ETH terms and USD terms, it's almost like flashing this like gigantic like buy signal. And almost there's a lot of significant collections that are like in that space right now. And then you look at the floors on these things, and I mean they're like crazy low. And what ends up happening is like these, usually what happens is the value goes parabolic. It exceeds the cost basis because like you have people who are holding, and then all of a sudden people start selling, and the cost basis goes up because you're buying at a higher value, and the floor goes down because people sell into it, and you have this like really great meeting point, and then it usually rockets back up again. And you see this historically for punks and squiggles and autoglyphs, and it's tried and true. And now there's some of these like second tier art pieces, and I mean, full disclosure, the three that I'm looking at right now is Cargo by Kim Asendorf, Life in West America by Rope, and anybody who's a regular listener of the show, uh, a line draw, right? Like these were like super low value, they skyrocketed up, and then they came recently crashing down on some FUD. I won't get into that. And now they're like leveled out, and they're look, you see the line draw, like click into line draw down at the bottom with 3 sales. If you go to the analytics tab right next to the token, it's about mid screen. Some really powerful data here. And what's cool is on the right hand side, you can toggle between ETH and USD depending on how you choose to denominate your portfolio. And then they have different time periods. And the thing that I'm referencing is like a article pro feature, so like it's not necessarily publicly available, but it's just some really powerful data here. And then like
This is cool.
yeah, like it's really cool because they have like this API. So this is like when I'm talking about like LLMs, it's not only am I going to tap into crypto, there's like a bunch of API on the back end here that I'm going to start running through, some of these LLMs for like multimodal consensus. Like it's a really, really trippy, like, and look, I'm here for this is where like that competing Venn diagram. I'm here for the vibes. I love the artists. Like I'm building 8nap art to support artists and help them grow. I also think that like if you say, oh, it's not about the finances, you're kind of lying a little bit. Right. And there might be people here who are completely into like vibes only, support artists. But I think that like when you're collecting art, I think it's also it's a whether it's 5% of your thinking or 80% of your thinking, like it's still part of the analytics that people process consciously or subconsciously. So it's something that I really like. I consider. So it's like you look at this, and then like one of the things that I'm looking at is that you look at like the floor listings, and there's if you scroll down, there's something there for it, but
These the listing
not
price.
the listing price. Keep scrolling down. Yeah, that one right there, the green bars. So here's what's really interesting. It kind of gives you some like, but if you go to click on the little gray tab next to distribution that says floor depth. So this is a really fun fact for me. Like 10 sales get you to 1.5. So that's a 50% increase. People fill in the floor and all that, but like what is if somebody goes, hey, this is instrumental to AI, I'm gonna put 20 ETH into this. They basically blow the floor up and double it. Right? Like this like 20 ETH is a lot of money. I'm not discounting what that is, but when you see people throwing around hundreds of
Right.
ETH to like punks and X copy, like somebody might say, hey, I'm gonna barbell this bitch, and like I've got my X copy and punks. I'm gonna go throw something out further on the risk curve, and this is something I believe in. And I think you're gonna see some of this stuff just run like nobody's business. So I'll get off my little soapbox, but
I
I've been
can't.
like fascinated. Like I can't stop looking at this stuff. It's just, and I know that emotionally when I feel this way, like there's on the cusp of something like potentially great.
I mean, dude, 6529 tweeted like last week, and it was something about NFTs, like just wait till you see what happens in 5 years. It was something like that, right? And I talk about all the fucking time how how much the world's about to change, like how fucking much we were looking at, what was it? What's Scott Schmidt? What's his name? Timmy Billy Schmidt, CEO of Google, former CEO. Talking about we don't have the language to describe how much things are going to change, and part of that is money, and it's why I'm so like 6529 so very bullish on very specific rare on-chain assets. And it's the art stuff you talk about, it's CryptoPunks. For me, it's some of those ordinals collections that there's just, they have a potential that I think most people still don't see, but that I'm sure is coming. And that's what 659 is referring to as well. It's like people don't know how much value those are going to have in just a few years.
So I've heard you say for how long about like ordinal stuff. I'm actually more convinced about ordinals. It's actually, I always forget the name of it. There's a really dope art collection because my buddy just Stephen Miller. I don't know if anybody follows him.
Yep.
But he's incredible, and he just curated this. Why am I not finding it? I don't want to mess up the name of it here. He's Behold, and there's something really dope about Behold. It's on Ordinals. Let's see. It's on gamma.io.
Okay.
But he probably has it somewhere linked up there. Dude, if you're like, it's 0.003 or something Bitcoin. It's a couple $100. But yeah, look, search like Behold or something like that. BEHOLD. This has been the most fun I've had in art in a long time. And it looks kind of like standard. The metadata is going to get updated, but like you basically buy this token and it just looks like a colorful donut, but you can play with like color theory and all kinds of crazy stuff. It's pretty dope, dude. Like you get to you buy a token, then you get to customize it. So it's got some of that QQL vibes where you get to like do color theory. Like he gifted me one, full disclosure, and I was able to like customize the colors last night. And like some of it's, I don't know why they're not showing up as all of the 0.003.
I'm gonna peek at Magic Eden. Are these still they're still minting, dude. I
Correct. So this is QQ element, but like you can play with color theory. Like last night, like there's so many different variables that you're able to input. It was really, really fun. Like, so I have an honorary, and then like I have one that I customized for myself. It was just really it was some of the most fun I've had in a long time with art. I don't know why, but again, if you can do it, and I'm looking at Bitcoin right now with a lot more Bitcoin art because I feel like there's going back to that 6529 thing. I am looking with, I mean, you and I talk about Tezos art. Ironically, Steven like jokes on it, but I think that in 5-10 years, if you have a long enough conviction on it, like we end up in a spot where like art is art. It's not like Ethereum art. I think Ethereum art is a little bit more resilient. I think it is a little bit more prestigious. But I think that we like art is art. So I think there's some dope art. Like I've been really digging into like Solana art and Bitcoin art
Interesting.
just because I think that there's some real gems there. And it's the non-obvious play. But my core philosophy is like dope art is always dope art. And when you can find some dope art that's non-obvious, it has a pretty high likelihood of getting to where it needs to go financially over time because there's people are gonna be drawn to it. I guess is my core thesis.
I am like fully fucking on the same page with you there. I'm gonna shout out some really cool art that's minting now, Mr. Ricci, who's I love. I've told him, I say here, it's like he's got like the spirit of a lot of money. Like it kind of like lives on through his work, and a lot of people because he was pretty influential. But he was awesome and gave us some whitelist here, and this is about to go public in an hour and a half. So if you didn't get the whitelist, guys, he's just fucking awesome. He's like up there with my favorites. Like it's just some guys just have that style and that weird quirk about them that like works, and his stuff always has. But these are great. And these are yeah. I mean, if you got the whitelist, you have just a little bit of time and at a discounted price, by the way. So just a reminder for you guys. Dude, I like these beholds, by the way. I don't know if that
Dude,
actually I thought that didn't render properly, but I think that's actually maybe right.
dude, it's so what's cool is you get to like so there's like the full color spectrum. That one was like obviously black. And then like the vibrant the frequency of the vibrations can be like toggled. It's really fun. Like it's like I said, I'm not blowing him up because I support him unconditionally, but like he walked me through the whole like customization last night, and I was like, this is actually fun, dude. Like it's fun. Like I made so he made a custom for me, and it was based off of because I'm a sneakerhead when I'm not wearing my 3-piece suit. And he asked me like what my dream sneaker was, and it was a random question, and he like curated this piece around like the colors of like my favorite sneaker of all time. And I thought it was like or like what my grail sneaker would have been, not my favorite, but and like so that was like it was like really fun and sentimental, and it was like meaningful because like not only did he make the effort, he knew me enough to like do that. But then last night I customized one, and it was like I used my first two sons' favorite colors, and it was like it was a complete juxtaposition to like what he created me because it was like more colorful, less chaotic. It was really fun. It was just really fun. Like that aperture, like the donut size. You can see this one's a little bit smaller. You can go like micro, big. Like it's just overall been like pretty fun. So, anyways, again, not financial advice, but I think that it's something that could age pretty well.
What's
And
MetaBlend Studios? Like this is not necessarily a collab with another artist. It's just he launched through MetaBlend Studios.
I believe he did collab with another artist. I don't know the exact details. I think it was like Heavy. I don't know if you remember Heavy from like the FX hash days.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it was him, and I think Heavy helped him
Okay.
out with some of the like
That's
coding.
cool.
And don't quote me on it, but I believe it is.
Yeah, that's cool shit. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I'm just going to throw a couple random things up on the screen here. Just almost to tie up that base conversation we were having before, guys. But just so you know, like we were talking about it, people fucking being crybabies over it. It's actually up. It's actually up. I mean, it's like if the concern was it was a rug or whatever. I mean, the token's up. People are silly. And then real quick here as well, Binance reportedly advising global governments on setting up strategic Bitcoin reserves. Speaking about that optimism, it's that those are the reasons why. It's something like that.
Dude,
Crazy.
people are so, and I'm not saying the tariffs are bad. I'm not saying they're good, but like people are so focused on the tariffs that it's like I try to function in two different spaces: micro, macro. Micro meaning short term, macro meaning long term. If you would have told me that we would have a president that would put in a Bitcoin strategic reserve, was launching his own meme coins, and like pushing or helping push stablecoin legislation, I would have been like, yo, send it, go full send. That's still in place,
Yes. Yeah,
right?
dude.
Like the structure for this thing to go full send is definitely there. And then the micro, there's a little bit of chaos, like where I'm not saying it's right, I'm not saying it's wrong, like I'm not judging like the tariffs, but I've operated on the core philosophy that this is always just like a negotiation tactic, and maybe a little source of revenue. But I mean, he's basically said, "I'm willing to like throw a shitload of tariffs at you if you're not going to play ball."
Yep. And people just need to unplug a little from X, or at least just remember people just want your attention. That's a majority of the FUD and crazy shit out there. It's just guys who enjoy the crazy shit and like getting you to reply. And right, it's mostly that. It's fucking mostly that. It is.
Yeah.
You've been doing some shopping, I think.
So this is a little while ago. I just have been so bad about like posting. So William Upon, he's coming out with verse, so I figured I'd tap into some attention there. But this is my favorite project of his, and full disclosure, I own a shitload of like William Upon. So like, obviously the big bag buys, but this one was like it was one of the more memorable interviews I did with him. Just the story behind the art, the way it came out. When you look at this is all generative on-chain like art. Like he did not pre-select these. He did not say this is the way it is. Like he put out a set of code and 200 minted, and these are some of the outputs. So I was fortunate enough to add the two on the right, the blue and the more orangish autumn colors.
Love this one.
I just absolutely love these. This one in particular, I don't know what it is, but it's stunning is an understatement to me. So yeah, I like collecting in pairs and triptychs. I have 3 sons, so I like having a triptych just in case I can never pass on my art. But yeah, this is curated what I call Earth, Wind, and Fire set. It just kind of feels like it feels elemental and it feels raw, and some of these are just really cool.
Yep, that's cool, dude. I was looking at dragons. I think earlier this week, maybe it was last week, but pricing out Tez. I'm like, oh, is this
Dude,
go time there?
There's a couple on there that like I'm like thinking about like seriously paying up for. There's one like my favorite palette of all time is called Mario Karty. It's because he's a Mario Kart fan, which again is just like it's like cute and funny and like it's like so William because he's like so nerdy in the most complimentary way possible. And it's like emblematic of his childhood, my childhood. Wow, did one really sell for 700 Tez?
Yes.
Jesus.
Yeah, yeah. Every so often these will be on my timeline. I'm like, God damn, dude, it's time to go looking over there again.
Yeah, it's nice to just put a collection bid out every once in a while, but yeah, if you go to some of the listed ones, it's just kind of fun. Like go from low to high. I mean, there's some like real gems down here. Like that third one, I think that one's stunning. But if you keep scrolling down, there's right there, the 2950. That one is one that I've like sought out for a while. I just think it's like it reminds me of like a birthday like funfetti cake. That's the Mario Karty one. It's just
this one is
okay. Like with those some of the white speckles in the background. I forget what that trait's called, but yeah, it's just I think there's some real gems that are gorgeous.
I will have one of these at one point, but I see them often, and again, I always go look. And I'm like, is now the time? Can I do it? And eventually that will happen. But I'm with you with loving this collection, and
and again, full disclosure, my fund has probably I don't even know, like probably 7 to 10 of them. So this isn't. I think it's Esquisse, or no, this is golden or something. It's not Esquisse, it's golden. Turned gold status. There's only like 5 or 6 of these in the collection. So I've been collecting some of these rare ones, and I just think that there's something like really, really beautiful about like the different corners of the algo that he was able to tap into. And most people don't realize this. This is his Genesis collection. This is the first ever long form generative collection that he did. And again, do people flock to this over anti-cyclones? Probably not this cycle. But if and it's a big if Williams is able to catch a, you know, the narrative of being one of the top generative artists like a Tyler Hobbs or whoever, do people flock to it in the long term? I say yes. And you look about like vibes and analytics, like Williams, one of those people that I believe wholeheartedly in. The vibes are, it's dope art. I can't stop looking at stuff. I scroll his collections regularly, and I'm not the only one. There's a lot of people. And then just data, like collectors love them, funds have collected them, but more than that, like artists are enamored by his talent. He's been creative coding for 12 years. He's just finally had the outlet to do it, right? And he comes up with dope stuff. I mean, a small plug for him. He's doing the Sketchbook B, coming up with a verse. It would probably be expensive, like 2 or 3 ETH a piece. There's only 64 of them, but
Damn,
you know,
tiny.
yeah. And that's what I kind of like about it. He has like these small subsets of like one of ones, and then he has these like larger collections. I think he's
like
done a
that.
great job of varying his art, which is again a testament to like his creativeness. And then it's also just, I mean, I don't look at any of his art and be like, it's all generally great to exceptional. Like that's a great place to be in.
Yep. Dude, agreed. Yeah, what do you got going on? What's happening with 8nap art and your launches and releases? And yeah,
A
keep
lot
us
of
get us updated.
a lot of stuff. So if you scroll up real quick, or scroll down, maybe. Sorry, the one that was like the purple. I just saw it flash up on the screen somewhere.
Might have been your profile here. Let me peek. Yeah, yours. Yep.
Yeah, scroll up a little bit.
Come on, mouse.
There we are. Oh, there we are. So 2 things that are like really, so right now, currently, we're private placing some. If you're a tennis fan, some aerial photography by Rich Caldwell. What you see up on the screen will be May 6th is what we're targeting. This is all generative art from Corey Haber. Really enamored with this. This is just one sample of it, but the coloring, the transitions between colors, the detail, like this is like a screenshot. Like if you get into the actual file, like it's incredible. So that's gonna be really interesting. Super enamored with this project. We're gonna be doing May 6th will be the public release. The week or 2 leading up to it, I'll have some private placement stuff going on. And then at the end of the month, we're going to be a really cool series from Patrick Amadon. So, and this one's like super, super dope. I've been like DMing with him, trying to get the technical stuff up and running. But yeah, I'm super excited for where we're heading. And then the cool thing about Patrick is he's just like such a good dude. Like he had a friend pass, so all of the revenue generated from that, he's gonna actually donate to a fund that's gonna like do some like trail improvements to like the hiking trail that his friend was like crazy enamored with. So just like some selfless stuff. Like it's people like that. Like not only are they dope artists, but like you start to see like the heart and the just the intent behind people, and you start to say, man, like these are real people, but it's also great work. So really busy. Obviously with your show, we'll extend some allow lists for the Corey Haber and Patrick Amadon. So if you be on the lookout, the Corey Haber is gonna be pretty reasonably priced, honestly. 350 pieces. You'll start to see, follow the 8nap account, 8nap_art, ART. And we're going to start to make some public announcements there. So that's where all the official stuff comes out. And you probably see a lot of stuff for the month of May. I mean, we're slammed. Then I'll probably take a break for a little while because I'm trying to help curate a couple different collections and really dial these bad boys in. Like we're putting a high focus on crazy quality and amazing art and not just like sling and stuff. So
yeah,
got some great stuff in the works, man. Like we're really trying to level up and become like a go-to place.
Good shit. You've been on this show now for, dude, I don't even remember when we started. Like just you as a regular on. It's been a bit, but like, dude, the growth of your platform and you just over that time, it's fucking impressive, dude. It's very noticeable. It's awesome. Was already
we're
great.
Doing all the right stuff, so it's just a matter of my I went into this thinking it's for everybody who's like curious, like it's a 20-year plan, right? It's a legacy play that I hope to hand over to my kids, or at least one of my boys will hopefully have some sort of interest in this, right? Um, but like this is a true passion project, and it's 20 plus years of corporate grinding is transitioned into like business acumen that I want to bring to here, and really here for this is that Venn diagram, the overlap of vibes. Want to bring good vibes, and the technical side of things, the business acumen, and I think that we're offering something unique right now.
Yeah, you really are. You really are. Guys, 8nap_art, give it a follow. When we get towards these upcoming releases, again, Jay Squiggle's been awesome to offer whitelist. So especially if you're interested, stay plugged in, and you can even reach out if you're absolutely wanting to get in on some of these drops. He's always been looking to take care of people, which is awesome. Follow Jared as well, Jared_POZ. So follow over there on X. What else? Crypto Slam. Hey, follow that over on YouTube. That's pretty worth following. So follow that too. You guys know I start the show making you follow them all, but Slam AI_XYZ and the Swarm. And I'll just give you a little nugget here too. AIXVC just tweeted out a really cool thread. This is going to be the face of the autonomous hedge fund coming on virtuals here shortly. But breaking it down and showing a little love to some of the other projects in that Swarm, including our Swarm. So can't wait for that to be live here soon, guys. I don't know about the afternoon show today, so just if it's there, it's there. You'll see it at 2 p.m. or you won't. So just a heads up about that. Same for tomorrow too. Just kids are off early, holiday coming up, but
I'll plug you too. Two things. I find that your Saturday and Sunday show, you talk about vibes. Hey, you're a little bit more laissez-faire with like the topic, dude. It's some of the like I wake up, get my kids out of bed, and I literally put on an AirPod and start tuning in. Like it's
nice.
It sounds weird, but it's been one of the most enjoyable just shows to participate in or to listen to. I really, really enjoy it. And it's like, I know you're doing a lot of the regular stuff or regular content, but the Saturday, Sunday morning shows are just super high on vibes, and they're a lot of fun, man. I can't recommend it enough. It's a really, really dope weekend Hudah.
No, it's totally different. It's the same, but it's different. Like you get to sit here and like it's not flesh it out. You get to just have fun with it a little in a different way. Those go like sometimes 3, 4, 5 hours too. And my buddy English always said it's for him. It's like Saturday morning cartoons.
That's exactly what it is. It's like the crypto / like vibes version of like adult cartoons. And it was like I got hooked one day because you're sharing some personal stories, and I was just like, yo, the fucking vulnerability, but also like the honesty behind like your approach to things. It was like crazy refreshing. Like I know you, and I know you probably more than most people listening, but like even like that was like to a next level. And I was like, yo, this is just like people like you should be championed more, because like you're here for all the right reasons. And that's kind of one of my soapboxes, in the coming, bull cycle, is like lifting up, right? Like uplifting those who are here for all the right reasons and doing good stuff. And like Hudah's like a no-brainer in my opinion. You show up every day, like literally quantifiably, verifiably every fucking day, right? There's like you do it. And I just think that like you bring so much value. Even like, I've been hearing you talk about like ordinals and all that for months now. And it's like, I think you're passionate about it. Like you're bringing people to the table, but you're doing it for all the right reasons. And I know you got closed on the show, but like, I just want to give you like your kudos. Cause I'm like, dude, these are legit. Like, these are the people that we need to like go out and like champion and like sing from the top of the hills, because like good people are good people. And I believe on a long enough timeline that all works out. But, we also got to be the squeaky wheel every once in a while and start championing, those good people, because I fight the freaking algo all the time. Like sometimes you have to like engagement farm and do dumb shit that like that doesn't feel. You do your own version of it, but like, you just want your mom to be like, dude, here's a fucking good person. Like, go here, like funnel as many people as possible, and you're one of those people. So
man, dude, I appreciate the kind words. Super nice of you. Really cool. Appreciate you, man.
If you do nothing else, Saturday and Sunday adult cartoons with Hudah.
I was thinking of renaming the show to Saturday Morning Cartoons. Just that it doesn't feel crypto-y, but it would whatever.
Yeah.
We'll see. We might do it. Dude, thanks for hanging. Always a blast. Always a freaking blast. And to you guys, appreciate you hanging and vibing with us on the show. Again, I don't know what the afternoon show today. Definitely know tomorrow. But anyway, stay tuned. Excuse me. And at the very least, tomorrow morning, live, same time, same place, 9 a.m. Eastern time, right here on Chain Reactor. Guys, we will see you. Peace.
Peace out.